All right, guys, we are now on game five. Steps of War, all tied up between what has been nothing less than epic between Axslav and CauthonLuck. And now here we are on Steps of War, getting ready to go into a map that really, I haven't seen too many long games on this map simply because of how close to each other the bases are. But we'll have to see what Cluck decides to do here. Last game we saw a little bit different play from him and also from Axslav as well. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on this match.
This is another one of those maps where it's kind of like one of the favorite battle arenas for top players. Like when they pick maps, this is one of the ones that's right up there at the top. And a big part of the reason is because it's very straightforward. Pretty much the only gimmick, so to speak, for this map is the short distances between the two bases. So aggression is encouraged, but at the same time, a map divide macro type of play is very much so a possibility. So with a score 2-2, and with CauthonLuck taking the two quicker games, and then Axslav taking the two longer games, it's going to be interesting to see how those factor in. I mean, we keep trying, like almost like non-tangibly through the cosmos, begging for some kind of diverse play from CauthonLuck. And so far, the only budge we've got him to do is to expand to the high yield as opposed to the regular natural. So I'm going to go out on a limb. Same exact build from him.
And now he's going to do something different. Thank you for this. But we do have a supply depot and a Rax. And another, I mean, if anything's unorthodox about Cluck's play, it is his building placement. Don't really see too many people, or don't really see him ever really wall off in this matchup. And Axe's base is pretty much the same that we've seen all four games as well. He's keeping that pylon and his gateway close to his nexus to fend off any early Reapers from the Terran player.
Yeah, I do have a slight breath of relief though. I was worried because another build that's very common here is like a proxy 10 barracks Reaper. It's very strong, or even Marauder, but it doesn't make for a great spectator event most of the time. It's either a decisive win or a decisive failure. There is some cute micro, but again, it's pretty much over in like 4 minutes. It looks like this is shaping up to be yet another standard game. CauthonLuck showing us no change. Very standard for him, especially. It's the same build. This would be the fifth game of this exact same build. Whereas Axslav, as you said, exact same thing. The big thing we're going to be looking for in terms of his play early on is when he takes that second gas. Because if he takes the second gas at about 19 or 20 supply, that usually means fast tech like Robo into Colossus or Templar or Dark Templar. But if he opts for the second gateway or even just one gateway Robo but only one gas, then a lot of the times you can expect something like a faster expansion.
We do have, I mean, can't really say much more than standard right now for both players. We've seen them do this pretty much every single game. We do have that Cybernetics core now finishing in, so he's going to be spawning that first Stalker. There it is going into production. He's going to be chrono boosting that as well, just in case there are any Reapers coming his way. We do have a probe kind of sneaking in the base of CauthonLuck. That Marauder is going to be able to take it out in one shot. There he goes. He's also getting that concussive shell upgrade, excuse me. And pretty much, I mean, the same exact stuff that we've seen the entire game. We're seeing a little bit of aggression. He's going to probably get that second Marauder out, then inch a little bit closer to the Toss's base, and then probably going to make a Reaper right after that. Again, seeing the exact same stuff. And here's the fast expand, so.
Ooh, nice prediction. There is the Reaper. There's the expansion. So, I mean, yeah. Like we said, CauthonLuck's kind of got a bead on how he wants TVPs to be played. This is the exact same. But here is that difference, or at least that indicator for what we're going to be seeing from Axslav. He did see the fast Marauder. These past historic games have been a bit of an indicator that he does like to do fast Marauder aggression. Here's that probe. Very intuitive. Boom. Okay, I slowed down. I know what you got. So we got a second Zealot coming out and one Stalker. He might opt to pull a couple of probes along with this, or just get that Immoral out. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. And the Marauders actually back off. So it's going to be interesting to see. This is a little bit of a heavy tech. Again, we talked about the timing in that first game between the defensive Immortal or the faster Observer to get that information out. And the Reaper does make its way across the map.
We do have Raxus continuing to go down in Cluck's base, putting him up to 4. Pretty much what we've seen him do every game. Now this Reaper is going to be able to scout a little bit, possibly, let's see if he can one-up last game and get a little bit more than 3 kills. Here comes the Stalker. If he micros it downwards, he might be able to get a couple more kills. There's 1 shot, there's 2 shot, there's 3. Oh, is he going to be able to get out a third? I don't think he is, as there's only 1 shot left. And wow, a little bit of a tricksy play there. There's that shot from the Stalker, ending that Reaper's life. And now Cluck does have his command center up at the natural expansion and putting down a bunker just in case the forces of Axslav do go towards him.
Yeah, bunkers are a pretty easy thing to make, man. You can recycle them later if they choose to be worthless. So thank you for that, Blizzard. Very forgiving defenses. It's like, you know what? Have it for the time being, but if you decide later you don't want it, 100% refund. Now, you tell me somewhere in life where you get a 100% refund for anything you buy or make. I don't know. I think they're starting to blur the lines between creative justice. I don't know. It's getting a little crazy.
We do have that natural expansion now going up 4 acts, about halfway complete. And CauthonLuck's base is completely operational there at the natural expansion. We do have that observer going straight towards that natural expansion of Cluck. Not sure if he has enough energy to scan. He's about 8 energy shy, but Axe does realize exactly what is going on. That SCV is going to be scouting out, so we will be able to see this natural expansion of Axe. If I was Axe, I would move those stalkers up and snipe that to deny the information, but without... looks like that was seen. Let me go ahead and go into the view. Actually, he didn't see the command or the Nexus, but he did see the pylon, so I'm sure he realized that expansion has been taken by now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you actually hit the nail on the head. It would have been really cute, nice little games like that to actually lead out with the stalkers, show him something he's already seen, and hide things like the Immortals even. You know, show that you haven't committed the money to that. Let that be a mystery or force the Terran player to commit more to that. But, you know, we're just really talking about this for the benefit of the viewers. It's not like that has a huge indication in the game. It's just something nice to do or think about if you have the option.
Yep, we do see 2 more gateways going down in Axe's base. That we're we're about to see a little bit of a... Not really sure what that was. Maybe a miss a miss waypoint or something from Cluck. He only did lose 1 Marine, I think, but he is pulling that back. We see... wondering what Axe is doing right here. I guess he's going up the long way to take out these rocks. I'm not really sure what the point of that long stroll was. Maybe he felt like going for a walk. All right, maybe a little bit of a miss micro. Now he's just going to decide to take out the rocks, I think. So
Look,
yeah,
I know Terran units are strong, but 2 Marines and a Marauder, CauthonLuck, give me a break.
yeah, that was a little bit weird from both players. I mean, we saw some forces of Cluck going in the middle, then we saw this weird rally back to behind the rocks for the Protoss player. But really no harm, no foul for both these players. And now here's the aggression from Cluck, but that observer does show Axslav what is coming straight towards him. We'll have to see if he has enough forces to pull this out. And wow, what a great scan there from Cluck, as always, if we've seen him do in the past 4 games.
See, here's that timing I don't like. This is really precarious for the Protoss player. There's no decisive tech here, no Colossus, no Templar, no speed lots. It's going to be all about these force fields. No real force fields going up. That doesn't really do anything. Like this, he's got a mostly Zealot army, so locking up the ranged units of the Terran army doesn't do a whole lot for the Protoss player. Just kind of delays the inevitable, like we talked about. And these Marines are stimming, so if you click on them, they're mostly yellow and red, but Protoss is running out of units, and it looks like it's just going to be a story of no real tech to answer for this ball. And I mean, here they come into the uninhibited Protoss base. This is, in my opinion, a pretty disappointing Game 5, actually.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's not completely over, although that Immortal is going to fall once it was getting slowed by those Marauders. And now just a ton of forces from Cluck. I mean, really, there's not too much that Axslav can do. And there's the GG. Little bit of a disappointing game here in Game 5, but looking back at the series, that was an epic series. Jeff, do you have anything to add before we wrap it up here?
Sure. I mean, those 2 long games we had was just so fantastic with the micro, the battles all over the map, the decisions, the 1 health medevac getting out of the Marine making the trek only to fall to a random stalker out on the map. Fantastic play. I mean, if there's anything to say of the players, CauthonLuck is strong and sturdy. Same build, all 5 games. No gimmick to it, no tricky play, just straight up, I'm going to make more units than you and walk all over you. And it was very impressive to watch. Now, Axslav, on the other end of things, Once the game went past the middle point into the end game, it seemed he had the edge. In both those long games, he was the more dominant player the longer the game went. However, his early game has proven to be pretty vulnerable with CauthonLuck exploiting that to win 3-2.
Yeah, one thing I really like about Axslav coming in here as kind of the unknown player, or at least the lesser known player, that's for sure, comparing to CauthonLuck, really made a name for himself, and I hope a lot of people, even though he lost this match and kind of almost a letdown of a game five, hopefully people do remember that second and third game, as those were probably one of the most epic games I've ever had the pleasure of casting. But CauthonLuck proving that he is the veteran here, making or wrapping up the series in a best of five and continuing on, really didn't change his strategy throughout the entire series. And I guess on a map like Steps of War, where the bases just are so close together, it doesn't matter too much. So that's going to do it here for the MLG Showcase series, and we will be back tomorrow again with another match.